That's better. How'd I do?
Members of the Latino Slant, welcome guys, all levels to this exclusive video. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. Remember, guys, let me get this to the members. My email. Where's my email at? There it is. latinoslant@gmail.com. Send me your email, get a hold of me, and I will send you a merchandise code discount for all your merchandise on our merchandise page. Got some good stuff, some cool stuff, but y'all need a good discount. Depending on the level, will be the level 10 to 20% off your merchandise. Now, this video is really cool because it's a couple of things. We're gonna go right to the latinoslant.com, the new article in review from Alfredo Galindo. So always check on that content because it's always different than what we're doing here on our YouTube channel. But he wrote a fantastic review on, and this is of course is the main thing of this video, a new television comedy show. And I got to tell you guys, we saw the first 4 episodes. This is brilliant stuff. This is hilarious stuff. And let's get right to the story exclusively just for you guys here. And thank you all so much for being members of the channel. Llegaron de noche. Unsung Latino heroes take a stand. This is by Alfredo Galindo, and there is a Mexican comedic actor Eugenio Derbez as Carlos Villarreal, who played Dracula in the Spanish version in the 30s. Let's get right to it. In the early 1930s, a group of Spanish-speaking cast and crew coming from Latin America and Spain made history. Hollywood was facing the turning from silent movies to talkies and the need from studios like Universal to stay viable worldwide. They betted with their new genre of monster movies, debuting with Todd Browning's Dracula, 1931. They simultaneously filmed the Spanish-speaking version to all those countries which spoke the language. While familiar since the dawn of the century with the magic of cinema, but not the English language, as the art of movies were mostly images and music as sound. Now, this is really interesting because I find this fascinating. And I want to dig more in regards to the turnover from the talkies to, the silent movies to the talkies, because a lot of people won and a lot of people lost. In the movie Babylon, we see how American actors kind of deal with it. The transition. Brad Pitt's character was an incredible silent actor and didn't fare too well in talkies, and that's kind of a tragic story. Margot Robbie's character burned bright when talkies happened because she had the it factor with talking. Now, here they showed in episode 1 where the real life actress Lupita Tovar from Mexico, she stopped working because she had like this thick accent when she spoke English. She didn't speak English, but it didn't matter because you're a silent movie star. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. All those people, think of all those actors that didn't know a lick of English in the 20s. They didn't need to, in regards to silent films, whose careers were just poof, gone. We're talking within not even a year, man. So that they show that in the TV show, and I'm really glad that they show that. And it's just the whole turnaround. I thought that was absolutely fascinating. And I love this stuff of Hollywood history like that. Okay, let's go on. The result was a version considered by many critics as much more artistically effective than the one starring Bela Lugosi. However, the chaos was on the set as they had to shoot at nights when the American crew left the sets to use the same set decoration and costumes. Also, with a much lesser budget, was the best scenario for an off-the-wall comedy series as envisioned by Mexican actor, director, and producer Derbez. With the surprising, fresh, and upbeat scripts by Bob Fisher, Wedding Crashers, We Were the Millers, and Emmy winner Rob Greenberg Fraser of Ya Llegaron de Noche, which translate They Came at Night, premiered streaming Televisa Univision's VIX on October 4th. So yeah, you do have to have the VIX app, the streaming app, which we do, and you can get it for believe as little as 3 or 4.99. So they have this new television show, but they got a lot of great movies and some that we do review here. So that's how you can see it right now. The Noche focuses on the challenging enterprise for young non-Spanish speaking producer Paul Kohner, the appealing comedy actor AJ Visage, ordered by Carl Laemmle, played by Jason Alexander, the father of the classic Universal monster movies of the 1930s, to put together a Spanish-speaking picture when the Bela Lugosi version had already been greenlit. More hilarity happens as he amasses a cast and crew of outcasts, from a middle-aged Spanish lead, played by Derbez, to a Mexican newcomer, Lupita Tovar, Cuban actress Yari Santana, who will become, in the long run, Conner's wife and longtime companion. This series combines perfectly the wit of Derbez's comedic experience on his early years of Mexican TV from his start in the 1980s as part of the cast of Annabelle, 1988, starring Annabelle Ferreira, considered the Mexican Carol Burnett, to Derbez's own El Derecho al Derbez, 1993, as he plays with the Spanish language the way comedy legend Cantinflas did in his own time. Derbez went further than Cantinflas as he triumphantly submerged in the right vehicle to do so. Because what failed to Cantinflas and Pepe from 1960, trying to translate his comedic essence with his same peladito, trying to get into the Hollywood studios with no success at all. Derbez hits the spot into a story where representation authentically tells this great truish story. The key for success was finding the right story, and more importantly, inspired on a real one, to show that when Latinos unite and collaborate for a common goal, their differences vanish. The creators of the show cleverly reminds the viewers, without leaving the comedy, that in the 1930s, even legal citizens were deported during immigration raids. These cultural differences are the ones that make us grow together, and in this case, laugh together a lot. The Latino melting pot of Derbez, with Spanish speakers such as Rafael Cebrian, who plays cinematographer Miguel Barreto. He was hilarious. A cast member of his Apple TV Plus hit Acapulco, and many new and fresh faces that fit perfectly for the roles they play, achieve the magic that crosses over, reaches hearts, and through laughs makes history. I gotta tell you that as much as a big star and presence that Derbez has in this TV show, and I've watched the 4 episodes so far, it's an ensemble piece, and every cast member, every actor is fantastic in their roles. There is a lot going on, and they all intertwine on this set at night, trying to get this movie done. And of course, too, his character, he's such a womanizer. He's trying to go after Lupita, who wants nothing to do with him. Lupita is kind of like this innocent who falls for the producer, for Paul, who Paul's character is a real sweet guy who like falls in love with Lupita after watching her reel. And how she got her reel to him was great. There's so many great little things going on as far as just the inner workings of Hollywood, and getting auditions and getting on the set, to even the Carmen Guerrero character, who is like a voluptuous co-star, and she figures out, if I flirt with the director, if I date the director, I'm gonna get more pages until I die. I don't want to die, she says on page 8. I'll die on page 15. Great stuff. Great stuff. I'm telling you, man. And yeah. There's some good looking women in this show as well. So that's Alfredo's review. I want to add one more thing, because in my research for this show and reading this to you guys, the actual person who translated the script, because the script was so badly done in English, was a prolific writer in Mexico and in Spain himself. He had such a fascinating life. The real person who translated it, they instead of casting that or having that person be there, they made this kind of like weird amalgamation of that character into this female character. And listen, I like the female character in here. I can see why Derbez was doing it. You want to balance it out a little bit, not all the besides her, most of the female characters are eye candy and kind of play a subplot to the male characters. But I do like her character. She's working for the Mexican consulate in Los Angeles. She doesn't want to work for Hollywood, which I think is hilarious. She thinks it's beneath her, but she reluctantly starts working on this with Paul Conner, and she slowly becomes in love with the writing process and the creative process of making a movie. And you see that with her change of kind of like, she gets confident, she changes her hats to berets, she becomes a little more bohemian. I like her character and I like her, and it is I'm curious to see where it goes. That being said, it is kind of a bummer that they kind of gender swap, because like I said, the original life character, this true to life character, the male, had this prolific life. So I'm wondering why Derbez did that. I mean, I know why. I already told you why, and I know Derbez is pretty liberal with that stuff. I just would have liked that character to have existed. Other than that, right? Listen, I don't hate the character. She's not annoying. She's actually really good, and it lends to the story as a whole. But other than that, this is almost a perfect comedy. And there's like, the whole backdrop is that they're making the Dracula film in Spanish, and then of course, Derbez's character is going toe to toe at times with Bela Lugosi, which which is fantastic, because Bella's got the chauffeur in a private car. He wants the chauffeur in a private car. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. That's the review. I thank you guys for being members of the channel. I highly recommend this show. There's some really good There's some really good TV shows coming out on the different streamers, and this is one of them. They Came at Night, the new comedy from Eugenio Derbez. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys seen it? Oh, one last note. The first episode is free now. You can watch it now on YouTube. Just type in the title and you'll see episode 1 right there. And they do have English subtitles. Wherever you're at, keep your sign fuerte. Gracias.
That's better. Where'd I go?